Greetings once again. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be dealing with paper 2. It says table 1 below contain a list of explanation and definitions of concept used in mathematical literacy. Explanation and definitions of concepts. We have explanation A measuring units using meters, liters, and kilograms. B, the amount of space occupied by an object. C, a system measuring in inches, gallons, and pounds. D, the amount of space available to hold something. E, the side of a building you see when you are facing south. F, the side of a building you see when you are facing north. G, the amount of space that is enclosed by the perimeter of an object. Use table 1 above and match an explanation or a definition with each of the concept below. Write only a letter A to G next to the question numbers, e.g. 1.1.5 each. So now we are having 1.1 up to 1.1.4. So we're gonna have 1.1.2, 1.1.3, 1.1.4. The first question says capacity. Capacity, the definition of capacity, we know that is the amount of space available to hold something, which is D. Capacity is D. And then the north elevation, we know this one is the side of the building you see when you are facing north, which is E. When you are facing south, is E. North elevation is the side of the building when you see when you are facing south. You have to be facing south for you to see the north elevation of the building. So this one is E. Then 1.1.3, we have imperial system. We know that the imperial system is the system measuring in inches, gallons, and pounds, which is C. 1.1.4, the area. Area, we know that is the amount of space that is enclosed by the perimeter of an object, which is G. So we move to the next question, which is 1.2. 1.2.1. 1.2.1, let's read. Paving bricks are available in different shapes and sizes. Hexagonal paving bricks are made up of 6 equal triangles and will be used to cover rectangular ground surface. So we can see the sketch of a hexagonal paving bricks. We have the width, the length, and the height. Dimension of the paving bricks, we can see that the equal side length is equals to 90 millimeters, height is 50 millimeters, width is 220 millimeters. The 3 bricks in a row, we can see that we're having width, just like that. The first question says that convert 220 millimeters to meters. Every time when you deal with conversion, we go to what? The King Harry. King Harry died miserable death called malaria. And then we say 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. From the K to this side, because we are converting from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, we know that we are going to do what? We are going to multiply. And then from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, we know that we are going to divide. So this is our King Harry. So now if you check, we are going to convert from what? From millimeters to meters. Millimeters and meters, this is the relationship here. 1 0 0 0. Then the converting factor between the two is 1000. The converting factor between the two is 1000. We know that the converting factor between meters and millimeters is 1000 from that King Harry method. And from bigger units to small units, we multiply. Small to big, we divide. So if we check here, we are converting from what? From small units to a bigger units. So we are going to divide. We are converting from what? From a small unit to a bigger unit. So we are going to divide. So our answer here is going to be 220 divided by 1000. 220 divided by 1000. We use our calculator, which is 220 divided by 1000. The answer here is 0.22. 0.22 meters. 0.22 meters. Moving to the next question, which is 1.2.2. 1.2.2, it says that choose from the option A, B, or C below the correct one that could be used to calculate the volume of a hexagonal paving bricks. Okay, this one we can see that is going to be A. It's going to be A. You are just going to say 6 multiplied by the area of triangles multiplied by height. Simple as that. So we move to the next question. Our next question is 1.2.3. 1.2.3, it says that calculate the number of bricks needed for a single row along the length of 2,860 millimeters. If you check here, we are now dealing with packaging. They've given us the length that we need to pave, which is 2,860 millimeters. We go and look at use the width of a brick. Width of a brick. We are going to use the width of a brick, which is given by 220 millimeters. Calculate the number of bricks needed. So we can see that is the width. We can see even from what? From the 3 bricks in row. We can see that they've used the width there when they are busy tiling. So in this case, we are now going to say lengthwise is going to be 2,860 divided by 220. I mean, you should not forget, we are doing packaging. Make sure that the units are the same before you start with calculations. But in this case, we have the same units. Everything is in millimeters. So we are having 2,860 divided by 220. Answer is 13 bricks. The answer is 13 bricks. That is our answer. It's going to be 13 bricks. Then we move to 1.3. 1.3.1. If you look at 1.3, it says that the fold up chair is a beach chair that folds into itself. A 3D sketch, a side view, a material list, the assembled chair, and the folded up chair are shown below. So we can see that we are having the 3D here, whereby you can see we are having the cross piece, the chair support, the width, which is 32. We also have the width of 36 centimeters. Then the side view of fold up chair, it is also given. We can see that we're having a spacing of 1.27 centimeters spacing. We have the chair seat, we have 66 centimeters length. We have the chair back. Material list, we can see that we're having 4. Everything is like this is a wooden items. We're having 4 chair supports, 13 cross pieces, 1 seat back, bottom cross piece. The dimensions is given. The chair support is given by 1.9 multiplied by 3,8 multiplied by 66. The cross pieces is 1,9 multiplied by 38 multiplied by 36. 3,8 multiplied by 36. And then the seat back is given by 1,9 multiplied by 3,8 multiplied by 32. We also have the picture of a assembled chair. Note, the thickness of the wood is the smallest dimension. They are saying that the thickness of the wood is the smallest dimension. So if you can check here, the thickest dimension of this is going to be 1,9, 1,9, 1,9, because that's why we are having what? The smallest dimension. And then they also say that this is the number of item. Hashtag represent the number of item, meaning 4 the number of item, 13 is the number of item, 1 is also the number of item. Let's look at the first question. Write down the total number of wooden items needed to assemble this chair. Number of items, number of wooden items needed to assemble this, we are now going to say is equals to 4 plus 13 plus 1, which is equals to what? 17, which is equals to 18. Then 1.3.2. 1.3.2 it says 1.3.2 it says determine the number of cross pieces found on the seat of 3 chairs. So if we check here, the number of cross pieces in one chair is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. But in 3 chairs, we're going to multiply by what? Multiply by 3, which is going to give us 18. 1.3.3. 1.3.3, it says, name the item in the material list with the longest dimension. The longest dimension, we can see that is a chair support. It's the one that is having 66 is the longest dimension. We know that this is a chair support. Then 1.3.4. 1.3.4, it says, identify which dimension of the chair support will represent the thickness of the wood. And they said the thickness is represented by what? The smallest dimension, which is 1,9. You still remember? This is 1,9. It's 1,9 centimeters. We can just say 1,9, but everything here is in centimeters. Then 1.3.5. 1.3.5 is say that write down in millimeters the length of the spacing between the cross pieces of the back chair. So if you can look here, the spacing that we are given here is 1,27 centimeters. We must convert this to what? To millimeters. That's what the question wants. And how do you convert centimeters to millimeters? We know that we just multiply this by 10. Let me use a different pen. You just multiply this by 10 using the King Harry died miserable death called malaria. So if we say 1,27 multiplied by 10 is going to be 12,7 millimeters. 12,7 millimeters. 12,7 millimeters. So that is our answer, is 12,7 millimeters. When you convert 1,27 centimeters to millimeters. Question 2. John and 5 other family members decided to participate in the Baviaanskloof Leopard Trail Run. They decided to camp at the Baviaanskloof Uitspan camping site. Hey, Afrikaans word. Annexure A shows an aerial view. Don't forget, aerial view is the same as a top view, okay? It's a top view of this place with a campsite and the number of campers allowed. Some campsite have one hunt, others have more than one hunt. Labeled A, B, and C. Use annexure A and the information above to answer the question that follows. Let's look at annexure A, what is happening here. If we look at annexure A, we can see that we are seeing the aerial view of this place. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 campsite. We have the main house there. We have the dam between 1, 2, and 9. And then we have the number of campers, like for example, campsite 1 accommodate 16. Campsite 2 is divided into A and 2B with 15 plus 4, which is 19. Campsite 3 is divided in A, B, C, which is 15 plus 4 plus 4, which is 23. And then campsite 4 is 5. Campsite 5 is A and B. Is divided in A and B, which is 15 and 8, which is 23. Campsite 6 is 10. Campsite 7, accommodate 4 to 6 people. Campsite 8 accommodate 4 to 6 people. Campsite 9 accommodate 20. So this is the information that we are having. Note that the bigger the hunt, the more expensive it is. That's what they're saying. Then if you can check between 3, 4, 5, 6, we have ablution there. Ablution is the toilet, people. We should not get confused about that. We're having the toilets there that are combined with showers. So let's look at the first question. What the question wants. The first question is, explain what is meant by aerial view. I told you that is a view from the top. View from the top. This is a view from the top. Aerial view is the view from the top. Don't forget that in case they ask you in the exam. Now they are saying that calculate the maximum number of campers that can be accommodated at this place camping site. So if you can check here, we just have to go to our map and add all the numbers that we have here. We add all the numbers that we have. So we are now going to say is equals to 6 plus 15 plus 4 plus 15 again plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 15 plus 8 plus 10. So if you look at composite 7, it said 4 to 6. We take the highest, which is 6. Say plus 6. Even the next one, we take the highest, which is 6. And then we say plus 20. We just add these numbers. It will give us the answer that we are looking for. And when we do the addition, we found that this is 118, 118, 118, 213. 213, it says, determine the general direction of the them from campsite 8. So what we need to do, we go to a circle that's written 8. Camp 8, we draw a compass direction from that. We know that which is never ever smoke weed. We found the direction from camp 8. We are looking for the them. If you check, our them is going to be somewhere here. Our them is going to be somewhere here, which is what? Southwest. The answer here is southwest. Then 2.1.4. 2.1.4, it says that the description below is found on their website. It says this campsite is situated near the dam. It's near the dam. Okay, so if you look at near the dam, we are having 1, 2, and 9 situated near the dam and accommodate a maximum number of 19. So if you look here near the dam, we are having 1, which is accommodate 6, 2 accommodate 19, 9 accommodate 20. Now this one is saying that it accommodate maximum number of 19, so it taking us to what? 2, campsite 2. So the question is, write down which campsite is being described. Write down only the number of the campsite. We said is 2. 2 is the one that accommodates 19. Is campsite 2. 2.1.5. 2.1.5 is now say calculate as a percentage the probability of John and his family randomly selecting a hut that can exactly accommodate the whole family. So if you can check here, we have to check how many campsite we have. How many campsite do we have here? If you can, by looking, we can see that we're having 9, but we should not forget campsite 2 is divided into 2 portions. 3 is divided into 3 portions. 5 is also divided into 2 portions. So we are now having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. So we know that we are going to divide by 18. So now they are saying the probability John and his family selecting that can exactly accommodate. How many people do we have in this family? We are having 6 people. So we go and check. Composite. Campsite 1 will exactly accommodate his family. Campsite 7 and campsite 8 will also accommodate his family because there are 6. So we can see that it's only 3 campsites that can exactly accommodate his family. Then we multiply this by 100 because they said in percentage. We multiply this by 100. So using a calculator, we are going to say 3 over 13 multiplied by 100. We found that the percentage is 23.08%. The percentage is 23.08%. Let's move to 2.1.6. 2.1.6, it says, the layout plan below show the ablution facilities, in brackets, toilets and showers, in the middle of campsite 3, 4, 5, and 6. The actual length of ablution facilities is 8.2 meters. Then we have the layout plan of the ablution facilities. If you check here, we're having the key. That circle with those lines represent the showers. Then that represents the toilet, and that represents the benches. So if you can check the showers, we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 showers. Toilets, we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toilets. And then we're having the bench there, and we can see where is our dome. And then the length of this ablution is 8.2 meters. Use the information above to answer the question that follows. Write down the number of showers. We just counted them 2 minutes ago. We said these are 9 showers. 9 showers. B. 2.1.6b say determine, rounded to the nearest whole number, the scale of the plan. So if you can check here, we have map is real, and the real distance of this is given by what? 8.2 meters. 8.2 meters. So what we need to do here now, we must take our ruler and measure the distance from the corner to corner of the ablution. That's what we need to do. So if you can take your ruler then and measure the length of this, you are going to find that it's 90 millimeters. It's 90 millimeters. And then now they want us to find what they scaled. So if you can check here, we are having millimeters and meters. We cannot do anything as long as we are still having units that are not the same. What you need to do is to convert to the same units. That is the first step that you need to do. So how do you convert this to the same units? We go back to King Harry died miserable death called malaria to find the converting factor. We are saying the king Harry died miserable. They have called malaria 1000000. Now we are saying 1000. We can see that the converting factor between meters and millimeters is 1000. So we have to convert to the same units. So we are now going to multiply 8,2 by 1000. We're going to have 90 millimeters is to, when we multiply 8,2 by 1000, it will give us 8,200 millimeters. 8,200 millimeters. So because we are looking for the scale, because now we are now having the same what? We are now having the same units. We can forget about the units. We remain with 90 is to 8,200. Then we can divide everything by 90. Divide everything by 90. Then 90 divided by 90 is 1. Is to what? Let's say 8,200 divided by 90. Divide by 90. We found that our answer is 91,11111. So we just round down to be 91. So this is our they said to the nearest whole number. Don't forget, this is our scale plan. 1 units on the map represent 91 units in real life. Then C. Question C, it says, give one suitable reason why benches are found in the ablution facilities. Why do we have benches in the ablution? Obvious, it's a waiting place. It's a waiting place. Maybe other people are showering, you want to get inside, but the showers are fully occupied. You just wait there until someone is finished so that you can go inside also. So that is the reason for this one. You can say it's a waiting place. Waiting place while other people are using showers or the toilets. In case you are waiting and it is all, they are all occupied. Moving to the next question, it says that the leopard trail run is a 2-day event. Run on the outskirts of the map, starting and ending at the Kedafall home base. And next shall be show the map as well as the elevation map of the leopard trail run in this place situated close to Willomo. Visitors to this place can also do a 4-day hike starting at the Cedar Fall home base. Note, day 1 of the trail run is days 3 and 4 of the hike. Day 2 of the trail run is day 1 and 2 of the hike. Trail, it only means the path through the natural landscape. Use annex chart B and the information above to answer the following question. So let's look at the annex chart B they are talking about. We can see that we're having the map of the leopard trail run route. So we can see that we're having day 1 and day 2. This is the map. We have the Gabriel pools, we have the reflection pool, we have the Rubok Valley, we have the Honey Bush Hill and all this other information. Then the elevation plane, we can see that in day 1, the highest elevation, it was 1,183 meters and it ended at 861 meters in terms of the elevation. The distance was 30,5 kilometers. And then day 2, we can see that the highest here, it was 1,173 meters, which was reached at 12,5 kilometers. And then the longest distance, it was 21,9 kilometers. Okay, that's the information that we have. This is the height above what? The sea level. We should not forget. Write down the day. Write down the day during the run when you will pass Gabriel Pool. Write down the day during the run when you will pass Gabriel Pool. If you look at Gabriel Pool here, it is found where? In day 2. Gabriel, it's found in day 2. We're just gonna say day 2. And then 2.2.2. 2.2.2, it says that the descriptions of a part of the route on the branch are as follows. Run 5.5 kilometers along the Reebok Valley. Okay, Reebok Valley. Okay, we can see. Continue down the other side of the reflection pool for a swim and drinking water. Okay, we can see that we're going. And then turn to the home base. Turn to the home base. Okay, we see the home base. Choose the route description above and match it with A, B, C, or D. Write only the letter A. Next, write only the letter next to the question number 2.2.2. So, if we check here, it's going to be what? Leopard Trail Run Day 2. Is Day 2 this one? Is Day 2 part 2? Obvious. It's going to be part 2. It's not part 1, it's part 2. So we are going to say D. Alphabet D. 2.2.3. 2.2.3, it says, determine the number of kilometers John had run when he reached the highest point above the sea level in day 2. Day 2, we can see that the highest sea level is found in 12.5 kilometers. It's found in 12.5 kilometers. 12.5 kilometers. Then 2.2.4. 2.2.4, it says that John's biggest average speed in kilometers per hour for the run was his average speed from 8 kilometers make up to the 18 kilometers mark on day 1. On day 1, okay? 18 kilometers mark on day 1. Okay? Use the elevation map to explain why this was the case. So if you can look the 18 kilometers mark on day 1, you can see that it was a downhill movement. It was a downhill movement. You can see that it's a downhill movement. It is a downhill movement. That's the reason. Downhill run. It was downhill run. That's why it was easy for him to run faster or to maintain that average speed. Moving to the next question, which is 2.2.5. John stated that on day 2, while he was running from 17.5 kilometers, okay, to the end of trail, he had moved more than 100 meters closer to the sea level. Show by means of calculation. So what we need to do, we must go to 17.5 kilometers and check their height against the sea level there. We can see that it goes with 1050 meters minus the height of the end of this marathon, which is at 21.9. We can see that is 900 meters. Let's see this difference. 1050 minus 900 is 150 meters. The difference here is 150 meters. And he said that he had moved more than 100 meters closer, and he have moved 150 meters closer. So we can see that this is a valid statement. This is a valid statement. And then we end here. Thank you very much, people, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video.